All right, greetings everyone. Hope you're doing well within your space and time. So what we're going to do today, let me adjust this camera here a bit. We're going to talk about the mind and about what has took place over the last few years and the effects that it has on consciousness. All right, so you should be able to see the board okay there. All right, so everyone, hope you're doing well within your space and time. Get your favorite beverage of choice. I have some oolong tea, which is a dab of honey. So let's get this going. All right, so over the last few years, it was a travesty of what took place. We all know what that was. And it caused a mountain of stress for so many people that are still going through it right now. So let's talk about the past first, okay? So in the past, let's say this is our reality, okay? This represents our reality. And the two people here represents humanity. Okay, so we'll put, this is a B for boy, that's G for girl. Okay, so that's our reality, and the people in this reality seen it for what it was. Okay, it was no cloudiness of this reality by ego, okay, by selfishness, and the many of the other energies that tend to influence people a whole lot in these times. Of course, y'all can hear my phone going off. People, of course, would text like crazy right now. All right, so people, or we can say humanity, seen reality for what it was. Again, we're going to make this, as you know, we practice the Navy's KISS principle, which is keep it simple. All right, shout out to all the military people who do support us. So we're going to keep this as simple as possible. Okay, there's no need to go complex with this. So at one point, again, here's reality, and the boys and girls, right, male and female, seen reality for what it was. But then eventually something happened, okay? And this is a gradual thing over time. It's not just one event that may have caused this to happen. It could have been a series of events, okay? But what ended up happening now is that now the boy and the girl see a version of reality, okay? They see a version of reality. And it may be an area of reality that it intersects a bit, but they see a version of reality, okay? And in seeing this version of reality, that means how it gets into, especially in mediation sessions that I do, or even just in conversations that with friends, or you may have with your friends and stuff like that, especially those who aren't able to see what reality truly is. They're giving their version of reality. What ends up happening is that you have to hear what they say the issue is, which is a version of reality. You have to hear what this person over here says the issue is, which is a version of reality. And then based on those two realities, we make it get to the truth here, okay? We make it get to where the truth is between those two reality perspectives of the grand reality, okay? Hopefully you follow me here. Hopefully I'm making this as simple as possible, but many of you I'm sure are, okay? But this is what happened over the last few years. This is what took place, where instead of, again, seeing reality for what it is, period, without any blinders, without any ego, and so on and so forth. Okay, again, this is even before most of us were born here. Okay, from events that happened far ago. Um, then it came down to this point here where people are seeing, and this took place up until I can say in mass a few years ago, where people had their own version of kind of like reality going on, you know what I'm saying? But they were still seeing reality for the most part. But now something else is taking place. Now, what we notice more than anything else is that people are now in their own realities, okay? Where reality is still going on. You remember, reality is ever present. But people, because of stress, trauma, and so on and so forth, because the events that happened over the last few years were trauma-fueled events, regardless of what you think the reason for it is, regardless if you think it was worthy or not, that's not the debate here. We're talking about the symptoms of that situation. Okay, so now people are within their own reality. The greater reality of what's taking place doesn't matter at all anymore. Now it's about people's own realities that they're experiencing within their space and time. Okay? And what happens in this, right? These realities, typically, what we notice, are filled with ego. Okay? They're ego fueled. And what ends up taking place is that now there's no truth. There's no ultimate truth. There's no reality to what things are anymore. Okay? This is just your truth, or this is your truth, and that's just what it is. Now, it has got to the point, some of you may have noticed this, but driving around, of course, I'm in the Chicagoland area, so driving around this major city, and of course, many of you have chimed in where you are at, of course, that people are just doing their own thing. Meaning this, for example, we're driving on the highway, okay? Major highway in Chicago, let's say 94, right? And 94 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 lanes, right? So let's say these are the lanes, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe this one here will go like to the off ramp here, okay? And that's 5, okay? So they would be a car would be in this lane here, okay, in lane 1, and everybody, this is the expressway, so everybody's driving, 60, 70 miles an hour, and they would just go over there, just like that, okay? I've noticed that now in the last 6 months, I've seen that probably about a dozen times, at least, okay? Noticing people just stopping at lights just randomly, but not just stopping looking into space, but stopping just doing their own thing. So they want to finish their conversation. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's going on. Because how can you say anything to these people? Okay? How can you say anything to these people? They're in their own world, and within their own world, what they're doing is correct. Now, what does this end up doing to our overall greater reality? Tesla had a quote, Nikola Tesla, at least a quote attributed to Nikola Tesla. And the quote goes, if you want to pretty much understand the nature of our reality or universe, think in the terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay? So if these people here are within their own realities and they're vibrating within their own realities to a high degree, right? Which is not in sync. It's not in sync with the greater reality. That means, for example, here, let's say the greater reality is going this way, okay? The greater reality, which governs all, is going that way. And these realities are going over here, then over here, then over there, then over here, then up there, okay? That's chaotic. Okay, that's going to cause confusion in the overall frequencies of the greater reality. How do we know that's the case? How do we know that the there are frequencies or that it's causing disturbance in the frequencies of the greater reality? Because some of you are absolutely balanced. Okay, you have no issues at all. You making really good money in your business or your employment. Um, your family is good. You know what I'm saying? No arguments. Both hemispheres, the male and female, are getting along, doing their thing. Fantastic. If you're married, everything's fantastic. Everything's good. You understand what I'm saying, right? Excellent. So, but yet you having headaches, okay? Headaches, at times confusion, at times being irritable. And even if you're not experiencing any of that, even though a lot of people I have come across who fit that profile that I just went over, they are experiencing those things, even though there's nothing in their reality, they're in good health and everything else, and there's nothing in their reality that says they should be feeling that way. We are, even if this person and this person is seeing reality for what it is and operating as it should, if the majority of people are, again, all over the place and not operating properly, guess what? That affects us all. Okay? So again, Nikola Tesla said, again, this reality of the universe, if you want to truly understand it, think of it in the terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay? So if we're thinking about this in the terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, we need to, instead of going deeper into the chaos, saying that there's no truth at all, there's no truth until you decide what truth is. We're not even in that. It's just no truth, okay? Everything is your reality or your reality, right? So if we want people in mass to be able to operate in such a way that, or in ways that can actually help them overall, there are some modalities that do help, okay? One of those, for example, is, let's see here, what I do with here. In which we talked about previously, which of course is crystal ball meditation, okay? Crystal ball meditation, or this form of sound therapy. Apologize for my writing there, you all. But this form of sound therapy utilizes the oscillation factor, okay? Because of you are, ringing the crystal bowls, right? Those vibrations go through a person, which can break up those stagnant energies. Because again, I'm going to mention one more time, Nikola Tesla. Think of the universe in the terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. What is that? That's motion. Okay, motion. You get what I'm saying? So if we are looking at the universe and what encompasses the universe, and we are in supposedly the universe, right? We are part of that. Then if everything is in motion, you cannot be stagnant. Now this goes much deeper, and we'll get deeper, more complex or in time, right? But we'll still keep this simple. All right. So if everything is in motion, but yet you are becoming stagnant within, your energies are becoming stagnant, that's going to eventually create problems, all right? So when we use sound therapy, specifically crystal bowls, even though we have many other instruments here as well, it helps to break up those stagnant energies to get them flowing again. What happens when they get flowing again? Sometimes new ideas come into play, right? Ideas, something that you should have thought about. There's no reason for you not to think about it, right? To get to that next level. But for whatever reason, you couldn't think about it. Now, all of a sudden, the idea comes. You're like, man, why didn't I think about that yesterday? You get what I'm saying? So new thought forms for many better wellness, a better wellness state, um, deeper relaxation, better sleep quality, and so on and so forth. Okay, and I'm mentioning this like this. Excuse me, y'all. I'm mentioning this like this because every Tuesday here at the Meta Center, we do free crystal bowl meditation, or let's just say sound therapy, because it's not just crystal bowls. Okay, so let's say sound therapy every Tuesday here at the Meta Center. If you are in the Chicagoland area and you are feeling that kind of way that we, just discussed here, come to a free crystal ball session. You're not going to be asked anything. Okay, you could come, just relax, lay down, and allow your the stagnation to melt away. All right, and so, and just think about this, you all. Many of you are supporters, and we appreciate you, right? Many of you, maybe those people who are already floating on cloud nine, as they say, right? You're floating, everything's wonderful, everything's flowers and sunshine, right? And that's fantastic, right? So that's a good thing if that's the case, right? So even though you still benefit from sound therapy, we can say honestly that you could benefit from it, you love it, you enjoy it, but there are those out there who may actually need it more than you, if that's the case, right? But one of the main reasons why we do the free crystal ball sessions is because there are people who may not be able to afford a full crystal ball session or something like that, right? At all. And so this allows those people who truly need it to get it. So cost is not prohibitive. Now let me also say to you all, on next Saturday, which is November 11th, 11/11, okay, is our grand opening, even though we have been open officially for a month, okay, at this point. Our grand opening will be next Saturday, 11/11. We open up at 11 a.m. Okay, so 11/11 at 11 a.m. We're gonna have random door prizes, right, for people to walk through the door. We're also gonna have some food, and depending upon how many people come and what the vibrations are at the time, we may even get some sound therapy in. Okay, so with that, there was a bit more to this, but at this time, let's just call it. We'll talk again soon. Take care.